95% of the stuff you see about making money online is total BS. It's horseshit, it's a load of rubbish. In this video, I'm gonna be breaking down my realistic, actual first 12 months since I got into high ticket sales. I got into high ticket sales at the age of 18, just turning 19 in 2023. And I'm gonna break down month by month my income progression, what it actually looks like. Not just the income progression, but how I felt month to month, because I remember it. This is for people who are fresh, brand new into the space, or if you're debating getting into making money online, specifically high ticket sales. It's gonna give you an actual realistic journey of what you're in for. Not the shit you see online where after 2 months, someone's making 10K a month. I wish I had this when I started because it would have set the expectation for me a lot better than what I thought. Through working with people, coaching people, managing sales teams throughout this journey and actually living it myself, I found that no one actually gives you the full story. So that's why I'm making this video, to do that, to give you a realistic expectation, to show you what it looks like month to month, from 0 to 12 months, 0 to 20K a month, as you'll see in this video. So let's dive in, young killer. Now, for you to understand and actually appreciate this journey, I'm gonna take you back to when I was 17, 18, just before I got into the space. I had done what everyone's probably done. I tried a bunch of stuff. I tried even something as stupid, or hindsight, it seems stupid. I tried making black and white photos of like people's grandparents and turning them into color and trying to sell that. I don't know who's buying that shit. It didn't work. I probably did it for about a week and then went, this is retarded, I'm gonna stop doing this. So I stopped doing that. I tried copywriting. I even bought, the Bald Cake Box's $50 a month program and did that for about 2 weeks. I never actually stuck to anything until I came across sales. When I was traveling in 2022 and into 2023, I realized, shit, all these people who make a ton of money, they all know how to communicate, they all know how to sell. And I heard the Bald Cake Boxer, he said, if you know how to sell, you'll never go hungry, right? Because you master the ability to convince someone of something that you believe and to be able to sell them something. If you know how to sell, if you know how to get money, right, from people, then you won't go broke because you're right next to the money. You can always land back on your feet no matter what happens. And I thought, okay, that makes sense. Let me go learn sales. I'm 18, I have no skills, I have no life experience, really. I need to go and cut my teeth doing something difficult. So learn sales, it's gonna be a journey, but I can get paid to learn as well. That's another thing no one tells you. When you're in sales, you're learning how to get better at sales, and every time you close a deal, you get paid for that. It's unbelievable, it's the best industry, and it made sense to me, so I dived in. But the issue was, when I was 18, I was very socially anxious. I wouldn't have come across like that at the time for anyone who knew me, but inside I wasn't very self-assured, didn't have much conviction in myself because I hadn't really done anything. I hadn't really proved anything to myself. I've got videos and clips which I'll insert in here. Hi Daniel, thanks for taking the time out of your busy day to review my application. Where you can see I'm extremely awkward. I'm not very comfortable in speaking. I sound like a robot. I don't even sound like myself. It was very, very interesting. I wasn't comfortable talking to a camera. I wasn't comfortable talking to a stranger, let alone trying to sell them something. So there was a lot of room to grow. And if you're in that position, just know you're gonna go on a fucking journey. If you're someone who's had experience before within sales or speaking to people or customer service and you're an outgoing person, your journey is probably gonna be a hell of a lot quicker than mine was, which is a good thing. It means you can get to where you wanna be quicker than I got there. So let's dive in. On the 17th of March, month 0, or the start of month 1, I invested into coaching. £2,081, 68p into my first mentorship. Now, the mentorship was actually $5,500. Obviously, £2,000 is not $5,500. I didn't have enough money. So I took what I had left from traveling, invested into myself, invested into a coach, and I had to actually borrow the remaining $3,000-ish from my parents to pay it off. When I say borrow, I mean, hey, mom and dad, you're gonna need to help me out here. I've got I have no way to get the money. Either that or I'm gonna go get a loan, like help me out. And they agreed. They supported me, they trusted in me, which is something I can say I'm extremely blessed for. And I know the majority of people's parents would not do that for them. So shout out mom and dad. If you wanna speed up your process like I did and invest into yourself, into coaching, click the link in the description, book a call, you'll be speaking with me directly. We can run through exactly how we can help, if we can help get you to your goals. So what do the first 1 to 2 months actually look like when learning sales? If you're like me, starting from scratch, it's pretty brutal, I'm not gonna lie. It's uncomfortable. It's stepping into every single uncomfortable fear that you've got, speaking in front of other people on coaching calls, practicing running sales calls, learning a framework which you have no idea how to speak or what to say within that framework. It's uncomfortable, it's scary. I was messing up basic things like tonality and call control and letting people take the frame. People would come onto my sales calls or even mock calls, right, practice calls, and just completely run the conversation. And as a 19-year-old, I was just like, fuck, what do I do? And let them do it, which is obviously not going to work on a sales call. It's not gonna help the other person on the end of the phone. They're not gonna buy if you dare running the entire call. I remember in that first 1 to 2 months, genuinely feeling like, oh shit, I am so far off where I want to be. I have no idea what I'm doing. Now there is what is called the emotional cycle of change, which you can see somewhere on the screen here, which is what you will go through, and every single entrepreneur or anyone who's tried to do something new has gone through in their journey of trying to become someone better and trying to make money. So when you first get into something, you are in the stage of uninformed optimism. You see all this bright, shiny object, you're like 10K a month, 20K a month, wow, this is amazing. I'm gonna get there, I'm gonna do it. This is gonna be the best thing ever. That very, very quickly turns into stage 2, which is informed pessimism, which means you know how hard this is gonna be. You actually start practicing, you start doing the thing, you start taking calls, you start trying to land roles in high ticket sales, and you realize, oh my God, I don't know anything. I am completely useless, which is great. This is where most people quit. I remember the amount of people where I joined in the mentorship 17th of March. By the 17th of April, I didn't see those guys anymore. They weren't there. They were gone. They were hiding. They were convincing themselves that sales wasn't for them because they weren't actually willing to stick through the hard times. Now, if you can get through informed pessimism, you get to stage 3, which is the valley of despair. Now, for me, this came around month 2 or 3, where I hadn't really closed any deals. I had landed my first closing offer where I was selling to hairdressers and implementing into their business chakras, holistic healing. Oh my God, there's a video on this channel where I watch one of my closing calls from that. I'll try and pop it up on the screen here. Go watch that after this video. Stay around, watch this one, it's a banger. Those calls were horrible. The leads I was speaking to, with all due respect, didn't have much money. Hairdressers tend not to. They have a ton of limiting beliefs around money. I didn't know how to overcome those limiting beliefs. I had them within myself. Wasn't a good fit. I was a 19-year-old kid. I didn't really give a shit about holistic healing and chakras and energies. I thought, what the fuck, I just want to make money. Like, can I get on an e-com offer or something? And this is where I came into the valley of despair. It feels like there's no end. There is no light at the end of the tunnel. This usually comes between month 2, 3, 4, when you're starting a new venture, when you're pretty deep into it, like fairly deep, and you're seeing like, oh my God, I'm really not getting anywhere with this. Like this sucks. Like I know it's possible. There's I think I see a glint. Like, is there a hint of light at the end of the tunnel? I hope so. But right now it feels like every day is a chore. Every day is a grind. I'm waking up, I'm calling people, I'm getting rejected, I'm getting told no, I'm getting told to fuck off, I'm getting told that I sound like a robot. People are questioning my accent. It's terrible. This is where, again, the next lot of people quit. If they get past informed pessimism, they get into the valley of despair, it's where they motherfucking quit. It's where they give up. I didn't give up because I knew and I had faith that I was gonna make it. Now you may be sitting there and questioning, like, okay, in the valley of despair, how do you actually keep going? What kept you going? Now there's a couple things. One, I didn't have any other option. It was either go to university, which I knew was a pointless waste of time, just get into debt for no reason and push back the pain that I was feeling now for another 4 years by just avoiding real life. No, wasn't an option for me. And 2, I was around people in my mentorship that were seeing success. So what does that tell me? I can see success because there's nothing inherently special about anyone that you see who's making money online. They're all the same. Everyone is the same. They come from the same backgrounds, places, blood, sweat, tears, all of that has to go into seeing success. I was seeing guys younger than me, making more money than me, and instead of being like, oh, this is so unfair, I thought, fuck yes, okay, cool. That means it's doable, it's possible for me, and I'm gonna make it happen. So that's really what helped me get through that valley of despair. And on the other side of the Valley of Despair is stage 4, informed optimism. This is the stage where you're deep in and you kind of know what you're doing now a little bit. I'd say months 4 to 6. For me, this was getting on multiple dialing offers. So I was calling 150, 200 people every single day. Month 5, I actually had my first $1,000 day because I was selling for an Airbnb offer where the ticket price was 15K and I was actually on 8% commissions. So I had my first $1,000 day. I think I only made 2K that month because it was only a couple deals that would actually close, but that was a thing where I thought, holy fuck, I just made $1,000 in a day without having to clock into a 9 to 5. I'm sat at my own home and I'm doing what I want to be doing. This is great. That's where stage 4, informed optimism, does come in, because you're in a position now where you're like, most people can't go through what I just went through. Most people will give up. Most people will quit. So I'm informed with how optimistic the future can be. I've seen guys crushing the 20, 30K months. I know it's possible. Let me go learn from them. Let me go mock. Let me go practice. Let me go get out there and really make it happen. That is the stage of informed optimism. And stage 5 is success and fulfillment. Now, stage 5 is a beautiful stage. Beautiful stage. For me, it was month 7. Month 7 in my high ticket sales journey, I landed a role with one of the biggest influencers in the make money online space, selling a copywriting offer. He's a good friend of mine, the absolute boy. His name's Mason. You may know him. He's a cool guy, very, very cool guy. I've met him multiple times. And my first month on that offer, I made $7,700. So I went from the month before making $3,000 to $4,000 to the next month making $8,300 because I had a couple rebills or a couple deals that closed on my previous offer that I just left. Now I want to tell you the story about how I managed to land this offer, because you may be thinking, what changed, right? What enabled you to go from pretty much nothing on, a good offer, making 3-4K a month, like not bad setting, to getting on an offer that enabled you to make 7.7K. And then the next month, November 2023, I made $19,000. December, I made $12,000. January, I made $18,000. February, 18. March, 18. Kept going. 19, 20, 25, 27 was my highest month on that offer. Going into April of 2024, it was averaging around $18,000 a month, anywhere between 15 to 18,000. And I was both setting and closing my own deals. Unbelievable. So how did it happen? I want to take you back to September of 2023. I went out and spent all my money again, invested everything I had in going out to America. The mentorship that I joined, Remote Closer Mastery, shout out Caden and Trey, they were putting on a meetup in Arizona. Now, I've been speaking to these guys on Zoom calls for months. I had to go meet them. I had to make it out there. I didn't have much money, but I had to go. So I went out to Arizona, met up with a friend out there as well who I've been speaking to, who was on Mason's offer. And he said, yo, we need a new guy. Are you available? Would you want to jump on? Fuck yes, I want to jump on. Get me on that offer now. How do I join? What do I need to do? Right? So a big thing that's going to enable you to land offers is making connections. Now, I want you to understand this. I did not try and network my way into getting a position. It doesn't work like that. If you go in with the intent of, I'm going to take something from this individual, take something from this interaction I'm having, and not just be a cool guy who wants to make friends and genuinely just be a person of value, and that value could be being funny, could be being charismatic. Like I like to think I'm a pretty charismatic guy. I just want to be someone who's likable and someone who people want to be around. And that enabled me to get on that offer at month 7. This took 7 months. I didn't ask for it. It was an opportunity that was presented to me, and I've been doing the shit I needed to do day in, day out, training, practicing, mock calls, getting kicked in the teeth, getting kicked in the dick every single step of the way. So when the opportunity came, I could grab it with both hands. I'm seeing too many people in this space nowadays who they expect to get put on an offer within month 1 to 2. Why? I don't know you. I don't like you yet. I'm sure you're a cool guy, but if you come in here asking, yo, put me on, it's a transaction. I want to build friendships, bro. I want to be a friend. And people who are ahead of you want to be friends with you, but they don't want to feel like they're being used. So take that away. Don't go in trying to build relationships so you can get on an offer. Build relationships for the sake of building relationships and being around people who want to be, who are where you want to be. And that's what led to month 8, where I made $19,000 in a single month. The craziest month. I remember sat there literally thinking like, holy shit, I've done it. I've made it. It was that feeling. $20,000 in a single month or just under at 19 years old. And actually just before, if we fast forward to March of 2024, just before my 20th birthday, which is the 29th of March, put that in your calendars, my offer owner, because I made him $1 million, Mason, gifted me this watch that I'm wearing right here. If you want a little close up, it is the Wimbledon Datejust 41mm fluted bezel Jubilee bracelet, beautiful watch. This is the watch that I will give to my firstborn son when he turns 18 years old. It's a watch that I cherish, and every time I look down upon, it's like, holy shit, how far I've come every single time. It's beautiful. None of that would have come within a year. Like, actually think about that. I went from like not being able to speak to people, being so unconfident and so uncomfortable, knowing nothing about sales, to being gifted a Rolex and being friends with 7- and 8-figure entrepreneurs within a year, all because I just showed up every single day. Now, I don't want this to feel like a flex video where I'm just bigging myself up, but there are some key principles that I hope you can take away from this, and it's showing up consistently. It's expanding your time horizons, focusing on the goal that's actually going to enable you to live the life you want to live, and just admitting and appreciating that it's not going to happen as quick as you want it to. As much as I know you want it to happen within the next 3 to 6 months or 12 months, your journey might take 2 years. Are you willing to wait? Are you willing to show up every day and do what you can do every single day? And the thing that actually shifted for me was realizing that and becoming a lot more at peace with the journey, because I didn't have anything else to do. If you give yourself outs, if you give yourself options, you are shooting yourself in the foot. Burn all the boats. Like, I know people say it before, but you haven't done it because there's fear, there's doubt, there's uncertainty. Something's holding you back from burning every single boat that you've got. And I need you to burn every boat. Burn them all. It's just you in a kayak with your paddle. Go for it. Promise you, it'll change your life. You've seen the full 12-month picture now. You know what it looks like. You know the 5 stages of emotional change, from going from uninformed optimism to informed pessimism to the valley of despair to informed optimism to finally seeing the success. You can go and do the same thing. And this is coming from, as someone you've seen who was never a natural salesperson, hadn't sold a thing in my life, couldn't sell water to a dehydrated person. But it was about the decision to commit, burn the boats, go all in, and make it happen. And if you want the help building towards that level of income in high ticket sales and actually becoming the version of yourself that you know you can be, the fitter, the healthier, the stronger version of you, the more mentally resilient, the more mentally tough, the guy who believes in himself on a consistent basis, click the link in the description. Check out the video. It's a free training. It will walk you through how everything works. Apply, speak with the team, speak with me. Looking forward to it. I appreciate you checking this out. Appreciate you watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.